Okay, everyone. I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next, of course, your daily dose, as always, of common sense and facts. Excuse me. Well, the Supreme Court of these United States, they've been in the news a lot lately, haven't they? You know, making great decisions and talking about the weather and their vacations and no. Oh, you mean about the Scotus draft leak by one Robert Alito, Justice for the Supreme Court. Yes, which will mark the demise of one Roe v. Wade. Or the outrageous protests and hatred and vitriolic vomit spewing from the so-called peaceful protesters who got addressed as doxxed about the Supreme Court justices and, of course, where they live and terrorizing their families. Or one Brett Kavanaugh justice who had an attempted murder against him, but why let facts get in the way of feelings? But that aside, major decisions are coming down the pipeline come July. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of triggers. Oh, the plenty. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. Supreme Court to decide historic cases on abortion, guns, religious liberty by July. Are we talking the end of July? Are we talking first week? Well, let's find out. Time is ticking as the Supreme Court has 3 weeks left on its official calendar to decide 29 cases, including 6 majors, half of which are historic likely or extend its sessions into July, with profound decisions to make on abortion, Second Amendment, and religious liberty. The Supreme Court's term begins on the first Monday of October until the first Monday of the following year's October. But even though the court's term technically continues throughout the summer and early autumn, permitting the justices to rule on emergencies or housekeeping matters, the court rises when all cases for the current term have been decided. This typically happens during the last week of June. More than that, 6 of these cases are majors. One is Biden versus Texas, about President Joe Manchin's attempt to shut down one of former President Trump's signature policies, the migrant protection protocols, better known as Remain in Mexico, without which the number of illegals that make it into this country would be far, far higher than, of course, the 2.5 million that's already flooded in. Another is Carson versus Macon, a case brought by First Liberty Institute and the Institute for Justice about a school choice where the state of Maine is discriminating against families who want to send their children to Christian schools. This should be a no-brainer. The third, West Virginia versus EPA, about whether Dementia Boy has almost unlimited authority to issue sweeping environmental regulations that could transform America's economy into a third world nation. The remaining major cases are so big, at least one, and potentially all, are nothing short of historic, sure to have profound impact on the direction of the country. One is the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, about whether the Second Amendment is to keep and bear arms extends outside the home. The only 2 major gun right cases decided by the Supreme Court involving citizens who wanted handguns at home for self-protection, and now the court will decide how the right applies to citizens to go about their daily lives. Another is Kennedy versus Birmingham School District, about a former U.S. Marine high school football coach, who was fired by the public school for his custom of offering a short, silent prayer on a team's football field after each Friday night game. This case could be a major ruling on 3 separate First Amendment issues: free speech rights in schools and or government employees, the right to freely exercise religion for government workers, and the proper meaning of the Constitution's Establishment Clause, which forbids the government from adopting an official religion. And of course, the Super Bowl of them all, finally, is Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization challenging Mississippi ban on abortions after 15 weeks, in which it now looks like the majority of the Supreme Court are willing to overrule and overturn Roe v. Wade by holding that the Constitution does not include an implied right to murder your child. One way or the other, Dobbs will feature prominently in history books concerning this period of time in America. As you can see there, those who are for protecting life and those who are against, of course, they're in favor of killing your child. Some writers say it should not be a problem for the court to dispose 29 cases during its time. For example, in 82, the court still had 69 cases to decide at 141. But of course, that was a different era. The Supreme Court would likely release cases at least 2 days in each of the next 3 weeks. If any cases remain at that point, then all eyes will continue to focus on the court as the term extends into July. Okay. A little bit of history on how the Supreme Court delves out its cases, excuse me. But of course, as we talked about, the 3 major ones, including the blockbuster that is coming, being that we kind of got a little spoiler alert in regards to how the court will decide regarding abortion. Roe v. Wade, in my opinion, and in multiple opinions, especially those economists and those constitutionalists, have said that Roe v. Wade will be overturned finally and leave it up to the states. And of course, then it's going to be a battle between states. You will have states who automatically will trigger pro-life policies, and then you will have states who will trigger death mills to continue in their state. And of course, Republican states will do the right thing. Democrat states, of course, will do the stupid and ignorant thing, because that's just how it goes. And of course, the situations regarding First Amendment and the Second Amendment are going to come heavily into play, especially with the left continue to push gun control down the throats of the American people after 2 major massacres, Buffalo and in Texas. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting the remainder of this month and going into July. How far it goes in July, we don't know. When these major cases, and of course, just like anything, I think the Supreme Court will hold on to that abortion overruling to the very last second to draw out the drama. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of crying, a lot of gnashing of teeth, a lot of screaming and yelling and wee coming from the left. Because, of course, if abortion goes down, their foundation, the whole house falls. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. You guys know. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.